Good day. I trust you well. This is Amazon Challenge Part 3. This is the last part of the series. The two futures: who you become if you do not change, and who you could become if you do. So, I want you to imagine two versions of yourself standing aside of each other, side by side. Both of them wake up on the same Monday morning. Both of them check their phones. Both of them scroll through the same ads, see the same influences, feel the same urge to buy something new, but they make one different decision, and that decision splits their lives apart forever. Version number one is the consumer. Let's start that side. He wakes up tired, but not from work, but from worry. His mind is always racing. How am I going to make it this month? Why does my money disappear so fast? He scrolls. He sees an ad, a new sneaker, a new gadget, a quick dopamine hit. He tells himself, I deserve this. I've worked hard. He click add to cart. That small moment of control feels good for about an hour. Then the guilt sets in. End of the month come and he's back to zero, still waiting for payday, still asking, why can't I get ahead? He's not lazy. He's just stuck in the loop. The system trained him to consume, not to own. Remember that. The system trained you to consume, not to own. He's feeding the machine that keeps him small. Now version number two, the investor. Same morning, same urge. He opens the same app, but this time he doesn't scroll through Amazon. He opens his brokerage account, types Amazon. He doesn't buy sneakers, he buys shares. That same $50 that used to vanish into fast fashion now lives in an investment that earns him a return while he sleeps. That's passive income, correct? He starts tracking his portfolio. He feels something he hasn't felt in a while. Control. Months pass. His habits change. He spends less because he's satisfied differently. That dopamine hit, it now comes from seeing his money work for him. He looks back and realizes the old him used to fund the company. He now owns the company. Now let me ask you, which version of you are you feeding every day? Because you are always becoming. Who are you becoming? The consumer or the investor? Because one version lives for validation, the other lives for freedom. One buys to feel rich for a moment, the other invests to become rich for life. The message underneath all of this is every time you buy something you don't need, you're trading your future peace for present comfort. Imagine the amount of money that you have probably spent on things like alcohol, things like weed, drugs, cigarettes, things you've never needed. Things like that 3,000 Rand jacket, that 2,500 Rand shoes. And I'm not saying you don't buy it, but you could have bought lesser value things. You know, you don't need to buy the latest shoe. You can buy a decent shoe. You're not just spending money, you're spending potential for financial freedom. And I'm not saying you're going to be financially free within 1 year or 2 years, but you're speeding up the process when you invest. And that I promise you, because I promise you that. And every time you invest instead, you're planting a seed that says, I choose ownership over impulse. I choose progress over pleasure. I choose to build, not just to consume. This is not about Amazon stock. It's about identity. Are you the type of person who feeds everyone else's wealth, or the type of person who tries to build their own wealth? If you don't change, life doesn't get easier, it gets more expensive. The ads will keep coming. That's forever going to happen. The temptations will continue growing. Temptations are always there. The system will keep selling comfort and call it happiness. But if you do change, you'll wake up one day and realize your money no longer controls you. Your habit no longer betrays you. You've become the type of person who doesn't chase. You choose. And that's real freedom. So Here's your challenge. Next time you open Amazon, don't buy the product, buy the company. You can't shop your way to wealth. Always remember that you cannot shop your way through wealth, but you can own your way to wealth. I'm Mabuda 000, and this is the Amazon challenge. Let's build a generation that owns, not owes. Tango.